Friends, I didn't really speak on the Million Man March after the Million Man March, and in terms of today, I don't really intend on speaking on the Million Man March this time. I just want to take a quick minute of your time, probably not more than 5 minutes, to address something that I keep hearing. I keep hearing amongst the chattering group of black people who are talking about the march. One thing that I keep hearing is, well, why didn't the media cover the march? Now, from what I understand, there were people from a number of news networks on the ground who actually were sending reports. Al Jazeera was there, and there were a number of other mainstream outlets that were there. What didn't happen this time is that you didn't get the 24 the whole day coverage that you got last time. That just didn't happen this time. And I think what people kind of fail to remember is that the last time Farrakhan did this march, he was kind of on the upswing. I mean, he was viewed as someone who could be mainstreamed into a leader for Black America, as like our next a race leader, our next race interpreter to white people. So I think that's the reason. That's one of the reasons why that didn't happen this time. You didn't have the same energy surrounding the march as you had last time. So I think that's one of the reasons why you didn't see that. And there's another very important reason as well. I mean, let's just be honest about this. The last time people really wanted to cover the march, because what you had was black people atoning for themselves. What you had was a group of black men coming down there saying, yes, we need to atone, we need to do better. Where if there's one thing that white racists like to see on TV, is black men basically telling the world that we ain't worth shit. And we're not calling on white supremacy to atone for what happened. We're not calling on America to atone for what's been done to us in terms of people in this country. We're calling on each other to atone. So I think there was some fun factor the first time that Farrakhan did his march in terms of how it was perceived by the mainstream. And so this justice or else wasn't going to get the same kind of reception of let's atone for black men and let's go to DC and march against each other, which is what really was the first march was about. Let's atone, as if black men have anything to atone for. I mean, black men have been, mass incarceration, discriminated against. So from where I sit, I don't think that black men have something that they needed to atone for in 1995. And even in terms of justice or else, what you kind of saw was a sort of call maybe for boycotting and Christmas and I saw some rehashing. I saw Farrakhan sort of rehash some of Malcolm X's old ideas about, Malcolm X was the one who said, you can send this amount of money, we can build factories and we can take care of ourselves. And you saw Farrakhan sort of saying that he's going to ask the government, which was that was one of the worst points of that whole meandering, long speech. You are this guy who talks about do for self, but you're going to ask the government for a piece of land the size of California, and you expect that you're going to get it. Considering, not just even in terms of just African Americans in general, but considering what you represent in this country, you really think the government's going to give you? That's your plan? That's what you had us to come to DC for? So you can talk about how your mother tried to abort you, and then talk about how you're asking the government to give you a big piece of land. That's your big or else in terms of your justice or else, and that we don't need to pay. We don't need to buy stuff for Christmas. And the boycott sort of harkens back to. It sort of harkens back to, Dr. King. So I think the part of the reason you probably didn't see as much coverage is there were no real alternatives. It was just sort of a pep rally. And pep rallies are fine. I'm not necessarily opposed to pep rallies, but call it what it is. This was a feel-good moment for a lot of black people to get together and express love for each other, and that's fine, but it wasn't anything more than that. And if you call it something more than that, then, well, you're kind of deluding yourself. That's all.